Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the live stream, you can join me most weekdays. I go live around 4 p.m. Central Time. Or outside of my live stream, you can consider joining the Discord I've created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below, you'll find a link to a Pinterest board. A lot of times we get asked what kind of meals we're eating on our whole food plant-based or on our diet. And so we created this Pinterest board to share some of our favorite recipes and meals. Today is day 669 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds, and it's day 2 of my reset. I am recommitted back to the diet that I started with, or I guess not started with, the diet that I switched to after I finished fasting. And I am on day 2 of sticking to the whole food plant-based SOS free diet. Christy M and Jane both checking in saying, hey, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day here. I'm going to try to switch over. I was a little behind getting started, and then I got this up. So I don't have any of my stuff set up. I'm a little scattered here. But thanks for checking out the broadcast here. Courtney is asking if I had a smoothie today. I did not have a smoothie today. I will go over my food here real quick. I think I took a couple photos from last night. But no, I have not had a smoothie today. Have you had a smoothie today? A smoothie sounds really good. Let's see here. I'm going. I think I got that right. Let me look at. So let's see. So since the stream yesterday, when I got home, I grabbed. This is way behind. Or it's froze. Sometimes it freezes. Let me see. Let's try it again, see what happens. So it ain't working. Oh, there it is. Got it to work. See? Hey, Pretty Girl's mom checking in saying hello. So right when I got off of work or got home, I had a couple bananas. I was pretty hungry. I actually had to stay after I finished streaming and worked for a couple hours after I got done with the broadcast. So it was actually much later than I planned on eating. It wasn't until about 8 p.m. that I got home and had dinner last night. So right when I got home, I was kind of hungry. So I had grabbed a couple bananas and ate those right away. The broccoli and potatoes, I actually had them with me at work. I just didn't stop to heat them up and cook them. And so that's what I ended up having for dinner was some potatoes with some steamed broccoli from a bag that I microwaved. It was a fairly decent portion of food that I put together here. And then I just kind of mixed it all up. I didn't end up putting any sauces or seasoning on on it last night. I really enjoyed it. I really like the potatoes we have right now. I don't know what difference would be with them, but I do like the potatoes right now. And then just mixing in the broccoli, nice filling meal. Like that's really what I liked about that dinner last night. Carrie had taken kind of some of the similar ingredients. She actually used fewer potatoes, had some brown rice, and then she mixed some curry powder into her dinner last night. So, but just a real simple dinner last night. And then I did have a bowl of shredded wheat with pineapple today. And I don't think it's ever going to switch over. There you go. So that was the shredded wheat with pineapple I had. And then also I didn't take a photo of it, but we did have oatmeal today. So that was the food that I have eaten since yesterday. I feel awesome. I kind of had this happen a few times now, where I've kind of started these resets or decided to restart the diet. And the first few days, I do really feel very good. I don't feel like I'm as heavy as the scale may say, I guess, or I don't feel bloated like I did a week or so ago. And so that is been nice. The clothes, my clothes are fitting well, but it's just 2 days in of not having the salt, oil, sugar. I think it's been nice. The swelling in my leg is going down, or has been going down, and it's starting to look and feel better as well. So I'm happy that I've done this reset or started this again. I'm 2 days in with no issues, and really no temptations or any real hardships at all at this point. It's going to be when we get a week or two in that I run into that. Cause, right now it's easy. I don't have any special events happening midweek, but, my daughters have a birthday coming up in the next month. So we have to deal with having some sort of birthday thing for them. There's an event this weekend that Carrie had signed up to go to. It's a vegan potluck in our area. We're trying to experience more things, I suppose, or there was something that she had found that had been wanting to go to one of these monthly vegan potlucks that they have, and that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, where she actually had RSVP'd and is planning on going to it. Well, that's not great timing for me to say I'm not going to eat any salt, oil, sugar, because then I end up going to this potluck and then telling everybody, oh, your food's not good enough for me. That's not, but so there's little things out in the future that I'm already kind of like, oh, I'm going to have to skip that, or not eat at that thing, or figure out food for those things. But it's, it's something where I need to stay committed here till I get to my goal. Like that's going to be, the goal and beyond, I guess, like I said the other day when I started this, I can kind of look back and see that I had stuck to my diet for about 330 days or 11 months. And so my goal going forward is to stick to this diet for 331 days, to stick to it again for 1 day longer than I did before. I mean, really the hope is to stick to it for the rest of my life. But right now it's to get to day 333. Carrie is talking about the vegan potluck. She says that it's going to be a lunch where our kids can eat everything that's being offered. She is excited. She's excited for them. And then she'll bring a dish, an SOS dish for us to share. And I know that at the event, there are people that, some of the recipes will be oil-free. I think actually, a few of them will probably be oil-free, because that's one, it's a common thing that people trying to eat healthier will get rid of, especially on a vegan diet or a plant-based diet. And so, for our kids, that's going to be really good. It's a weird dynamic with our kids, because They do what we tell them, and we tell them to eat this way. But they get put into situations that other kids don't have to deal with. Like there's not a lot of other kids that have to necessarily ask what's in the food. I suppose as I'm saying it, I'm thinking about somebody with like a peanut allergy. Our kids being vegan is similar to a kid who has a peanut allergy in that they have to question everything that they eat because of, trying to stay with the vegan diet or keep animal products away from our diet. And then we also live in the Midwest where there is really very few vegan options around us. Without, every vegan option has its different ups and downs, but for the most part, the restaurant that is essentially an all vegan restaurant around us, they aren't necessarily their menu for their restaurant isn't health food. Like everything on their menu is essentially trying to copy some of the worst things about the American diet. It's kind of funny to think about it, but they sell lots of great health, Whole Foods and things like that. But the restaurant part of their business is Impossible Burgers, macaroni and cheese, meals and, BLT sandwiches, like they use a lot of fake meats and like they do have some healthier options, but they kind of have found that their audience likes the higher calorie vegan foods, I suppose. And so it's not always the best place to take the kids. And the other times where we go places where they have vegan options, then they kind of have to, look at what other people are eating, or we have to kind of be like, yeah, I know that would, that's what you're gravitating towards, but you can't have that. Carrie says that, yeah, they do miss out on a lot of birthday treats at school. They take it like champs so far, but it stinks. Yeah. It's tough, like putting our kids in a position where we're making them different too. I think it's far different than when we were kids, like, cause being a vegan or eating this way was not really, near as popular as it is now. And they at least have a few kids either in their grade or in grades around them that eat this way. We're not the only vegans at the school, I've found, or I've heard, which is amazing. We definitely need to send a message to those other vegan families and create like a group or something so our kids can hang out. Yeah, Pretty Girl's mom says that kind of junky vegan food. It is very greasy. It's definitely stuff I've had over the past month because it's very close to my office or where I'm working at now. So the convenience of it has quadrupled. And if you go back and you look, if you search my videos for, I think I had them titled as Foz Feast. I had done a few meals from this restaurant where I kind of did like a mukbang or mukbang style video where I purchased some of their food. A lot of it was kind of definitely high fat. So, but it also is close to my work, but it's not close to home. So if we wanted to take our kids to that restaurant, it's at least a half hour of getting in the car, driving out there, going there, and then coming back. And now me and Carrie really aren't eating that way, so it's not really worth the trip for us, at least. The kids would probably appreciate it. So yeah, I kind of got rambling about the kids. It's been difficult to know how to navigate that. But the book, I am continuing to listen to The Longevity Diet, written by Walter Longo. I am a little over an hour left in the book, so I should be finishing it maybe by the end of the week if I hit it hard the next couple days. I got a little under an hour and a half left. The parts of the book that I've gone over, I talked a little bit yesterday that they were discussing nutrition and fasting, mimicking diets as a cancer prevention. The last chapter that I finished all the way through was talking about diabetes prevention and treatment. And then now they're talking about cardiovascular disease and treatment using a fasting mimicking diet as part of the what's the word I'm looking for? They use a fasting mimicking diet as part of the treatment that they use for those different diseases. And it's great. He's got lots of interesting stories throughout the book. I talked a little bit yesterday about how a lot of these doctors talk about the fasting as being part of our physiology, that we're made to fast, and that many organisms have benefits that occur during fasting periods. And they also, at the same time, they'll recommend that you do everything, or you see a doctor before you go on a fast. And one of the big reasons that, they do what I thought was interesting in this book was that he uses a few stories, or he tells a few anecdotes of people who have seen benefits from using fasting as part of their diet, or using this fasting mimicking diet. But a few of his examples, he has to kind of preface by saying, these people did their own fast that I wouldn't recommend, but because they did it, they found me, and then they found this fasting mimicking diet, and then they found these results. But he talks about, because with fasting, there's no plan, there's no program, anybody can fast. And so I think a lot of people try to do that and pick it up and just fast, because there's no cost to it, and it's just seeing how long you can go without eating. But there can be dangers. I think that especially with these things he's going over here, how a fasting mimicking diet can help with cancer, and it can help with diabetes, and it can help with cardiovascular disease. Many times these people that have those issues are taking other medications because of those issues. For the diabetes, you might be taking metformin or some other drug to help control your diabetes. With cancer, there's people that undergo chemotherapy and other treatments. And that doing a fast while you're taking these other drugs can be very dangerous. And I can absolutely see that if you're not in, or if you're in a position where you're taking any type of drug or consulting a doctor for a disease, that I could understand be very wary of doing a fast. So anyways, with the book, I'm about an hour and a half left in the book. It's, he talks about kind of the regimen, or what to do with the fasting mimicking diet. I looked up that Prolon. It's kind of an expensive product, from what I could tell, for the 5-day. You get 5 days worth of meals. They're some sort of scientifically engineered to be perfect, but the the longevity diet is kind of what he talks about in chapter 4. That really doesn't have, you can do the longevity diet without doing this fasting. That diet is pretty set. A couple of the interesting points that he makes, and I did go over this yesterday, I believe, but his diet is similar to a Mediterranean or pescatarian. Is that right? I think that's the fish. But he does actually do a breakdown, the differences between his diet and a traditional Mediterranean diet. The interesting aspects of the diet are, he allows for olive oil, which I thought was interesting. I think that is, I don't know. I think that's part of just because of the, some of it's a different type of fat in olive oil. Is it monounsaturated fat? I don't know, but it's a better type of fat, I guess he was saying. Not going to eat any oil in my diet. And then the other difference with that diet is the fish. The thing with the fish, and he really kind of recommends against fish when you're younger, but as you get older, having more protein from fish. Like he has different sets of recommendations for people who are under 65 years old versus people who are over 65 years old. And fish consumption is one of those things that changes, that it goes up as you get older. But I think that his recommendation for protein intake for most people under the age of 70 is like 0.31 grams per pound. So somebody who's, 200 pounds should have like 60 grams of protein in a day. And that's kind of, he kind of pushes to keep the protein level down too. He doesn't push for excessive protein intake. And I'm not sure what he said about the other macro. Anyways, but yeah, I like the book. It reinforces. It's something that I'd be interested to meet somebody who eats animal products that sparingly. Like that's kind of a funny thing. Before I started this diet, I thought you had to have meat every day. I had meat every single day, and I had it every meal, every single day. Many meals, I had different varieties of meat within that one meal. So for me, the idea of not eating meat ever again is crazy from what, from 2 years ago, or at least that's what I thought would be crazy. But I'd be interested, like the idea, like there's cultures that they only have meat once or twice a week, or maybe even more sparingly than that. I'd be interested if there's actually, like, I don't know that I've ever met somebody who is an omnivore or not vegan that goes more than a day without animal products. And now it's getting hard to even do that. Like you can't find hardly anything that doesn't have some sort of animal products in it. Pretty Girl's mom says that olive oil is the best kind of oil to eat, but it is still bad for us just being oil. Yeah. And he didn't recommend having a lot of olive oil. He had kind of compared making like a pasta dish and a pasta and cheese dish versus doing like pasta with garbanzo beans and fresh veggies, and how much more food you can get for the same amount of calories. He used an example. I think he used like 500 grams of, or five grams of pasta, 5 grams of cheese ends up being like 1,100 calories. But if you drop the pasta down to like 1.5 grams and then supplemented for garbanzo beans and then fresh veggies, that you could end up getting like 3 times the volume for the same number or fewer calories. And that was something I talked about a little bit yesterday about how I need to look at this volume equation. I need to be eating foods that are very high volume, low calorie. And that's like my dinner last night. It was half a bag of steamed broccoli and 4 potatoes. So it's going to be a higher volume food, lower calorie. It's definitely more satisfying for me to eat that way. If I could just go home and have eaten 1 potato with some, more higher calorie dense ingredients on it, then that would be great. And I could enjoy that, but I wouldn't feel satisfied eating lower volume. Colleen says that one of the things that was a shock, on your cruise was how many people were using scooters. Maybe 90% of those people were obese. So you're assuming it was a combination of mobility and weight issues for them. Yeah, that's funny. It makes me think of the movie. What's the animated movie with the robot that's cleaning up and all the people are in a spaceship and they're all on these scooters. They're all on these floating chairs. Oh, I can't think of it. It's that little yellow robot that's like cleaning up. Wall-E. Yeah, you bet. Wall-E is what it's called. Yeah, those cruise ships make me think of Wall-E, or seeing people on scooters on a cruise ship, which is crazy because you would think that going on a cruise, it's a part of, about going to tropical places and when you stop and sightseeing and doing some tourism stuff. But I think that there's a lot of people that just stay on the boat the whole time because everything is right there. But yeah, the scooters, you say you actually miss walking around the boat and taking the stairs. Yeah, I'm sure walking around those boats is kind of pretty cool too. Just cause they have to cram so much stuff. Like I'm sure every inch of those is pretty utilized as far, they're not wasting any space. But yeah, it's crazy, and when we go grocery shopping, I see the people on the mobility scooters and, I just think of like my fear of being one of those people, that has to use one of those is, part of the reason why I'm losing weight, but I wasn't far off, at 500 pounds. There's a lot of people running around using those mobility scooters that weigh less than 520 pounds. If I would have ever gotten on one of those and ridden around, it would not have looked that out of place for me to use one of those. And I did have a couple times where, even after I started this diet, I had lost that weight. I had issues with my ankles, or there were times where, using one of those would have been easier. But it's, I don't know, like that's a tough, that's crazy. Yeah. But then to go on a cruise and everybody be on them would be really crazy too. So, I didn't get started till late today, but I think I went over everything. Book's good. Food's been good. I'm down a couple pounds from yesterday, which is good on the scale. I think I'll see a good amount of weight loss this first week, and then we'll see how it goes. It'll slow down after that, but I need to get back under this 300. I need to get down to 250, get down to 220. But I'm excited about this next year, and got lots of big things. So want to thank everybody for checking out my video today. All you guys catching the live stream, I appreciate you. All you guys that watch the video and leave comments, I do appreciate all your comments. I know I don't respond very well, but I do see them all, and they have helped me make decisions, and I do take a lot of your guys' advice to heart. So I appreciate everybody that checks out these videos and is following along with this process. It's been good. So I will be back live tomorrow before the weekend. It will be a long weekend. I do not think I'll be on the holiday. So I'll be on Monday. I'm sorry, I'll be on tomorrow and then back on Tuesday. So you guys all have a great afternoon. Remember, if you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing coming up that is more important than your health and your overall well-being. Nobody ever gets to their goals and wishes they would have waited. Everybody wishes they would have started sooner. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos, and hit the thumbs up to like the video as well. All that stuff helps. So you guys all have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Dr. Lisle, just try an experiment. Yes, it's an experiment on ourselves, right? Is that what? Yeah. All right. Now I gotta. Jean says she's batch cooking now, trying to get the weekend lined up. Enjoy your holiday. You too. All right. I'm going to go. I don't have like a screen to put up. Or I do, but it's the wrong day. So I'm just going to go. You guys all have a great day.